This is a Dyson Supersonic Hairdryer. I bought this because of this image. Do you see this here? This is a compressor, the thing that pushes the air out of the hairdryer. Look at how small it is. In a conventional hairdryer, just the motor is double the size. But in this case, this is not just the motor. This is the entire compressor, which means the motor is even smaller. What kind of motor is this small and has this much power? Not any I know of. I think I need to look into it. And by look into it, I mean literally look into it. I'm gonna disassemble this. Oh, there you go. Oh, this one has a rubber. Okay, this one was a little bit tough. Now, this should come off. Oh, nice. Okay, this is off. And here is our special motor. Wait. There you go. Like this. And almost there. Bam! This is the eating element for sure. And here we have some kind of PCB with a lot of sensors and stuff like that. I think the first thing I want to do is try to run the motor. That's insane! And also, how can this be spinning so fast without touching the edge of this? There's no tolerance whatsoever, no gap. This is very well built. I mean, I still think it's overpriced, but the technology on this thing is just insane. I heard it took them like 4 years just to get this rubber right. So, this compressor is tiny and very powerful. Why am I getting all excited about this? Well, I really like jet engines, and in a jet engine, the more air you can push into the engine, the more fuel you can burn, and the more whoosh you can get. Also, it's easy to realize that if you turn up the heat on a hairdryer, you get a higher output speed. Now, this hairdryer is heating up the air up to about 80 degrees, maximum. Imagine if I raise the temperature to 900 degrees Celsius. Well, you don't really have to imagine it, because my plan is to turn this hairdryer into a jet engine. You know, add some combustion into the mixture. Which is easier said than done, because, well, I tried something similar in the past and all I got was melted plastic in the end. What I really need to do is to turn this part into metal. And to do that, what I need is a metal 3D printer. Which I don't have because they cost $1,000,000. But what I do have is a friend named Bob. Bob works in a company called K3D that specializes in metal 3D printing. They have two main technologies. One is a gigantic robot that works like a regular FDM printer. Kinda.
I would say it's more like sticking a MIG welder on top of a very large robot that can move anywhere in space.
That seems way too simple.
Basically, you have a piece of wire coming through the middle of the MIG welder head, let's say, and 6 lasers all around it. So the lasers come into contact in a single point, we call it focal point. They melt the wire itself.
Or a tomato. This technology is pretty cool, but better for large parts. For smaller parts that require more precision, you use DMLS.
The process works by just getting some very fine metal powder. It distributes it across the build plate. You get some lasers. In this case, we got 4 lasers. That powder is being melted right on top of those base plates. You do it the whole layer. The build plate drops down a little bit. Then another layer of powder is being added. That repeats itself up to 8,000 layers. And then you got the final product. We do it. We don't care where you're situated. We don't care what you want to print, we make it happen.
Well, that's what I want to hear, Bob. I also want to print this part in metal, if you don't mind. This is the part that I modeled to replace the head of the hairdryer. It comes with a built-in combustion chamber. Yeah, I'm gonna send this to you, Bob. Please print it.